You still just don't get it, Hangman. You're still out here repeating yourself over and over again. I've beaten you twice now. I got nothing to prove, not to you, not to anyone else. I don't care. You're just upset with the simple fact that you just can't beat me.
Hey, Swerve, you keep saying that, and I think it's because you believe if you say it enough, it will be true. The 2 times that we fought, you didn't beat me. It took all of the Mogul Embassy. Swerve, I know that man to man, when it counts. Swerve, you can't lace my boots.
You know what? You must be a masochist. You must want suffering or something. But guess what? I'll give you what you want. Me and you, one more time. This is the 3rd time, and after that, we are done. After I move past you, all I care about and all I'm focused on and I'm going for is that AEW World Championship.
Wow, Tony Khan has just made his official for next week. The winner faces Samoa Joe at Revolution. It will be Swerve Hangman, Part 3, live in Phoenix. Plus, the AEW World Tag Team Championship on the line. Big Bill and Absolute Ricky Starks looking to defend against Darby Allin and Sting. Jericho, Takeshita, one-on-one. Plus, the stars of CMLL will challenge the Blackpool Combat Club in a trios match. And Tony Khan has a huge announcement next week.
Yo, party peeps, what is up? It's your boy, the best gabber in the biz. Another episode of Dynamite on the Road to Revolution is officially in the books. Swerve and Hangman both survived dealer's choice after delivering total bangers in each of their matches. Jericho may have picked up the win tonight, but he is totally going to lose to the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita next week. And are the Young Bucks about to screw Sting and Darby out of their tag title shot next week? Guys, don't worry. Everything that happened here on the show tonight, you're going to hear right here, right now. So get ready to like and hit that subscribe button. You know you want to. Because the newest episode of The Gift of Gabe covering tonight's Dynamite starts, I'm thinking right about, yup, now. Okay, guys, so we had a lot of solid action here on Dynamite tonight, one of which was Chris Jericho versus the Ring of Honor television champion of the Don Callis family, Kyle Fletcher. Dude, if you haven't seen Kyle Fletcher perform at this point, dude can go. I mean, he has been traveling all over the world and is one of the best friends of Will Ospreay, so that tells you the dude can go. And he proved it once again, having a super solid match with Chris Jericho. Jericho coming out on the winning side, which wasn't any surprise, but next week he definitely is not having his hand raised because he is going up against Konosuke Takeshita in a rematch of the match they had over in Japan just over a month ago. Now, when they announced that match for Japan, I was like, Jericho's probably going to win there because if they fight again, which they are next week, they're saving that for when Takeshita is going to beat Jericho, because that's on the big Dynamite show, to put him over. So, Takeshita, Jericho, I think will be a super dope match next week, too, because Takeshita always has great matches, just like Kyle Fletcher. And, God, he's going to probably knock a tooth loose with Jericho next week, because dude knows how to throw a wicked form right in the face. So, I have Takeshita, the Alpha, defeating Chris Jericho next week and continuing to just move up the ladder to, at some point, win championship gold here in 2024. So, Jericho, enjoy the win for tonight. But next week, you're about to get bitten, kneed, and pinned by the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. Guys, tonight we had some face-to-face sit-down interviews between Sting and Darby and Ricky Starks, Absolute, and Big Bill, the AEW Tag Team Champions, 1 week before their epic battle for the tag team titles and Sting's last title shot ever next week on Dynamite. By the way, which is stacked. Get more into that later. But I've been trying to rack my brain around what are they gonna do? Are they gonna have Sting and Darby win this match and go on to lose to the Bucks at Revolution, or are they gonna get screwed and somehow by the Young Bucks and then lose before the final match, and which we kind of feel a little weird because then the undefeated streak is gone. like, based on what the Young Bucks said tonight during, you know, the interview that they had with Darby, which, again, by the way, this version of the Young Bucks, freaking hilarious. Pay that $500 fine. They're Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, okay? Oh, jeez, it's not that hard to understand. They were like, don't worry, Darby, we don't have your attention now, but we'll get it. So it has me thinking, are they going to go the route of Sting and Darby getting screwed over by the Young Bucks? And that's what sets up the big tag team match at Revolution, Sting's final match. The only way I can see that, because I just thought of it, Sting has complete control of this. He wanted the Bucks, and he gets to choose whether he wants to win or lose. Sting's an old-time vet, so, like, the custom is to lose your final match. But sometimes guys win their final match, so honestly, I could see them having Sting and Darby get screwed by the Bucks if Sting and Darby are going to win at Revolution. Because then it basically means they wanted them to lose. Sting was fine with losing, but didn't want to do it for the tag titles because he didn't want to, like, you know, mess anything up and have to, like, either have the titles relinquished or just hand Darby, force Tony to find a random partner for Darby Allin and really make it make sense for once they had to give up the championships. And maybe it's not, they don't really want to put the Bucks in back with the titles right now. They don't necessarily need them, but honestly, all the questions will be answered next week when Sting and Darby go up against Absolute, Ricky Starks, and Big Bill. But guys, it's going to be a great match. Without a shadow of a doubt, Sting's final title shot ever of his career. He's going to go out with a banger. He's going to go out with a bang because, guys, next week, in case your watches aren't right, in case the dates on your calendars aren't marked, next week in Phoenix, it's showtime! All right, you guys, tonight we had Dealer's Choice. Swerve and Hangman had chosen their opponents for each other tonight to try to knock one down below the ranking so that the other could, you know, be the number one spot. Hangman went up against Toa Leona, and Swerve went against the whole effing show, Mr., you know, 420, whatever, Mr. Monday Night, whatever we want to call him, Rob Van Dam, in a hardcore match. Both these matches were great. I think Hangman vs. Toa was probably the sleeper, because they're like, all right, it's going to be good, but they totally had a great match. And then Swerve versus RVD, super dope, hardcore rules, Swerve stomp, buckshot lariat, respect, or not even buckshot, Hangman ended up getting a roll-up for the win. They both ended up getting the dub. It led us to the final segment of the night. Hangman was like, Swerve, you're right. You have beaten me twice, but you've always had the help of Mogul Embassy. One-on-one with no help, you can't touch me. You can't lace my boots. So Swerve's like, I've already beaten you twice, dude, but we'll do this one more time. After that, we are done because I want that AEW World Championship and not to keep dealing with your ass. So, next week, Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Part 3, the trilogy of one of the best AEW rivalries of all time. One of the best pro wrestling rivalries of all time because of the classics that have been produced and the last one that will be produced next week. The winner gets Samoa Joe, the king of all AEW, long may he reign, at Revolution in the main event for his AEW World Championship. Now, some of you are going to be like, oh, they're booked themselves into a corner. Swerve can't lose this match. Like, it'd be absolutely ridiculous. Dudes, it's clearly where they are going with this. It's going to be a 30-minute time limit draw. Both these guys are at the top of the rankings. So the only way to get them to set triple threat and keep them both at the top is for them to go out next week, put on Instant Classic like they have 2 times before, a little closer this time to the Wrestle Dream match because they're not having so many weapons to kill each other with this time around. And they're going to go out there, put on an absolute clinic, and just like all the other time limit draws that we've had before, it is going to be an absolute banger, and it's going to steal the show like only these two can. And then afterwards, we'll have the whole Samoa Joe being like, what the hell? Like, what are we going to do? And then Serrano get on the mic and be like, I just heard from Tony Khan. This will be a triple threat match at Revolution. Swerve versus Hangman versus Samoa Joe, which is the direction we've known is going the whole time. They're not going to have Swerve or either Hangman lose because then neither of them has anything a month after to go into Revolution. It's going to be a triple threat. They're most likely going to kick off the show with it. And we're going to have another great match that ends with a time limit draw that leaves us wanting more, which we will get in the triple threat match on March 3rd between Joe, Swerve, and Hangman. Guys, the road to Revolution is getting even crazier by the day. Next week's card is freaking stacked. But by the end of it, we'll be one step closer to Revolution and all of AEW being whose house? Swerve's house, when he's AEW World Champion. Okay, you guys, that is Dynamite. We are done. Put it in the rearview mirror. We are done. We are still on the road to so many amazing things like Revolution, I said before. But right before that, we got the Elimination Chamber, the last stop on the road to, guess what? That's right, WrestleMania 40 in Philly. Despite the whole CM Punk injury, bug thing and the whole Lesnar, hoopla, this is going to be still a great WrestleMania. Cody will pick Roman Reigns. They're both going to be on SmackDown this Friday night. I feel like it's either going to be tonight or this Monday where he makes his decision, but I feel like it'd be better to make the decision to Roman's face. And then we have Logan Paul and KO. They're going to possibly set up their rematch at Elimination Chamber for the U.S. title with some sort of stipulation, like no DQ, steel cage, whatever you want to call it. Guys, you're not going to miss any of these shows going down. You're certainly not going to want to miss what your boy, the best gabber in the biz, has to say afterwards. So, dudes, I hope you enjoyed Dynamite tonight. It was great. The road to Revolution continues. Now we switch gears and we go to SmackDown on Friday as we begin the road to the Elimination Chamber, the road to WrestleMania 40. So, until then, you guys, deuces fuses, and I will see you after SmackDown on Friday.
Yeah!